Hi, and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look each week at what's going on in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and this week, fun recreational opportunities are going on across the city, including one old favorite that residents have been enjoying for over 40 years, and another in the form of a new sport you may not have heard of that we're trying out. But first, a brand new opportunity for family fun is going up now in a very prominent downtown spot. If you've driven down Main Street lately, you've seen that big things are happening at G.A.R. Park. The Parks and Recreation Department is overseeing a major overhaul of what has historically been one of the most visible and heavily traveled open spaces in Haverhill, with all new facilities being added to bring G.A.R. Park back to its traditional use as a family destination. There are big changes going on down here at G.A.R. Park, but for those of you who are old enough to remember, this is not the first time the area has seen a major overhaul. It's been a public space in Haverhill since the 1600s, first as the Common, then City Hall Park, and finally Grand Army of the Republic, or G.A.R. Park, since 1925. But by any name, the park has undergone many changes in its 350-year history. During urban renewal in the 1960s, the entire area was reconfigured, doubling the size of what was then a small green triangle of land.
Well, G.A.R. Park, I love to call it G.A.R. in Central Park. G.A.R. Park at one point was the centerpiece of the city. In the 1970s, G.A.R. Park was expanded. Where the sidewalk goes through the middle used to be where a roadway went, and old-timers watching the show will remember that. And actually, G.A.R. Park today is two separate parks. The old portion, the historic portion of G.A.R. Park, where the monument is located, is historic and it's dedicated to the Grand Army of the Republic. And the second portion to the west and south of the line, that's all brand new. That started in the 1970s where the bandstand is. That's where we're going to put an ice skating rink so that people can come in the winter when it's cold enough. I can't guarantee the cold. And then we're going to have a playground there so that children can come. And eventually, if our finances continue to improve, we're going to refrigerate that ice skating rink and make this the centerpiece of Haverhill, just like it was in the 17 and 1800s.
Before it was expanded, this path marked the southwestern boundary of G.A.R. Park. It used to be known as Bailey Road, and if you come over here, this lamppost is one of the relics of that era. Ground was broken on the current project 4 weeks ago, after the city received a $200,000 state grant from the Our Common Backyards program. The southern side of the park is currently being regraded with a new playground and ice rink to be installed. Pathways, curb cuts, and lighting are being upgraded, and new trees and flower beds being planted.
We had two great things going for us. The first is Representative Dempsey lives here in Haverhill, and he was able to help us get a grant. And the second is Governor Patrick has made it an initiative to bring back parks and playgrounds in inner city areas. So we submitted a grant application and said, we want to revitalize G.A.R. Park. We want to bring it back. As you drive up the street, you're going to be able to see a beautiful place where people of Haverhill, I hope, will come and congregate. And I hope this is only the first step in reclaiming that park. You know, it's over the past few decades, unfortunately, has not been well maintained. I'm sorry to say that. And we need to do a better job at that. I'm going to be adding some more people to the rec department. We're going to maintain this park. It's not only going to be beautiful, we're going to do everything we can to keep it beautiful. We're going to have ice skating there this winter. The skating rink won't be done, but we're going to put a temporary one up. Bring in families, maybe have hot chocolate, have nice new benches. We think that's the best way to revitalize the park.
So once the ice has melted and the leaves have returned to the trees, you'll see families down here enjoying this area once more, just like they did in times past. We'll see you next year. Park improvements will largely be completed by the end of the year, with the remaining work to be done in spring 2015. One of the most beloved institutions of the Merrimack Valley is the Haverhill Gazette's Santa Fund, still going strong after nearly 60 years, and the event that kicks it all off each October is the Murphy's Garrison Golf Center Hole-in-One contest. So, we at the Journal dusted off our golf bag and headed over to see how the Murphy family is helping families tee up for the holiday season.
Step up there and hit one, will you?
23 inches.
Welcome to the Garrison Golf Center, ladies and gentlemen.
We've been lucky enough to have the Haverhill Gazette hole-in-one tournament for this, if you can believe it, is our 45th year. With the help of Mary Murphy doing all the work, we've been pretty successful, raising over $200,000 for the needy kids of Haverhill. You'll see the little kids down there hitting balls and the ardent students of the game trying to best each other during the event. It's been a lot of fun for us.
The Haverhill Gazette, part of the Eagle Tribune organization, is a co-sponsor of the tournament and distributes the money raised to local organizations such as the Salvation Army, who in turn give it to those who need it most.
We moved here in 1969, and the year later, Vinnie Driscoll, who was the city editor for the Haverhill Gazette, approached us about running a tournament to benefit the Santa Fund. My favorite part is that we get the community involved. People are very generous with their gifts, and the public is very generous with taking on the contest. I think that that's my favorite part, because we see people year after year and it becomes a social thing.
Haverhill golfer Frank Healy scored his second contest hole-in-one while we were there.
My first hole-in-one, I was working at Silver Hill School, and I was used a 7-iron. Now I'm getting older, I'm using an 8-iron.
How'd you get the hole-in-one today?
Hitting the ball on the right side of the pin, trying to make it go right to left.
Do you have any strategy?
8-iron seems to get it there when you don't have the big power like the pitching wedges, which you would normally use.
I just looked behind the cash register and I found an article from 1988. A friend of ours, Cliff Lawrence, made 2 hole-in-ones in one evening. Now that is unheard of in the annals of golf, 2 hole-in-ones in one tournament. Just last night, our first night of this tournament, we had a son and father get a hole-in-one back-to-back. The Accardi, Joey Accardi, and his dad, Dave Accardi, the son got a hole-in-one, and lo and behold, the father stepped into the same stall, mind you, number 8 ball, and it went in the hole. So I guess you could say he put him behind the 8 ball, but I wouldn't say that.
The high school golf team, the key clubs from both Whittier and Haverhill High, they're instrumental. They help every single year.
The Key Club's been doing this for so long, I don't even remember how we got started. At some point, somebody brought it to our attention that they needed help, and we came over. I'm a golfer, so I enjoyed doing it, and we just kept coming back. This would be probably our 9th year helping out over here.
HC Media cameraman and avid golfer Colin Kennedy took time out from filming to show this novice the proper hole-in-one swing.
You're gonna step up. You want to make sure your club is even with the ball, not too far ahead, so your hands are right with the ball. Feel comfortable. A little bend in your knees.
We have 125 sponsors that give us gift certificates to restaurants, and it's an outpouring of gifts of all kinds and shapes.
Excellent program. It's great for the Santa Fund, and we enjoy doing it. Good donations.
Do you do it every year?
Every year, probably about 30 some odd years.
Just knowing that we're reaching out and helping so many people have a wonderful holiday season, it's a great thing.
It's a lot of enjoyment for us. It's kind of a busy world, and everything goes faster and faster, and it's been a lot of fun for us. It really has.
The Santa Fund will be accepting donations from now through December. Call 978-946-2157 or email santafund@hgazette.com for more details. One of the most interesting new sports crazes of the past few years has been disc golf, aka frisbee golf or frolf. Anyone can play, and a game will get you out into the forest easily and inexpensively. Don't know how to play? Watch as Journal correspondent Tom Jorgensen headed out for a day on the course with creative Haverhill's Jenny Arndt and her husband Aaron to get his game on.
All right, we're here at Muldoon Park in Pelham, New Hampshire. I'm here with Jenny Arndt. She's the Arts and Culture Coordinator at Creative Haverhill. How's it going, Jenny?
Good, thanks.
Awesome. Now we're here to show you guys what disc golf looks like. Can you tell us a little bit about Haverhill's plans to maybe get a disc golf course?
Sure, yeah, we're definitely in the early stages, but there's a group of interested Haverhill citizens who have started a Facebook page and raised some money through a GoFundMe account to get a disc golf developer to come out to Haverhill and try to find a location that we might be able to set up a nice disc golf course like we have here in Pelham.
Which would be great. It's a really low cost sport. It's a lot of fun. Great to spend some time outside. To show you guys how much fun it is, Jenny's husband, Aaron, and myself are gonna play a quick 18.
So we have 3 different discs you're going to be using. You have a driver, a mid-range, and a putter. Your drivers are like golf. You're going to use your woods to hit things further. Your driver is going to go further than anything else. Your mid-ranges is like your irons. They're not going to go as far. They're not going to go as fast. They're not going to turn as much when you throw them. So that's good to on an approach shot or whatnot. And you have your putters, and these are what you're going to use when you're close. They're a little softer. They'll turn more. They're going to stick to the chains when you throw them, so it's not going to bounce out. It's going to hold on better, and you have a better chance of getting the disc in the basket.
So this is what happens when you throw off of the course. You have to go and dig your Frisbee out of the woods. Luckily, mine didn't go too far down.
I can never get the distance that I go.
Oh!
Yeah, so what's cool about the baskets here is that they have these little clues. So you follow this yellow arrow up to your next hole so you don't get lost in the woods.
The learning curve to disc golf, it's definitely you need to know how to throw a Frisbee. I think that's an important thing. I tend to do a very ancient Grecian pop to my throw. So Aaron and Jenny are trying to iron that out of me, but there's definitely practice involved with this game. So keep that in mind when you're playing disc golf.
You know, I think he's doing pretty well for his first time. Definitely better than I did my first time playing. Yeah! There are a lot of benefits to having a disc golf course in Haverhill. One of them being that it's really just like taking a hike in the woods. It doesn't cost much. These discs cost about maybe $10 a piece, and you really only need one to play with. So really, all demographics can come out here and really just enjoy a nice walk in nature while having a little friendly competition. Oh, it doesn't take much toll on the woods themselves. You have to cut down a few trees to put in a course, but we really like the trees, as you've been able to see. Oh! And if you get a professional grade course in, it actually will attract tourists. It'll attract visitors from other towns that are looking for a place to play, and tournaments and other revenue for the city. So it could be a really great thing for Haverhill. I really hope that we're able to make it happen.
All right, so we're here at the end of the 9th hole, and I am taking myself out of this competition because I am so far behind you guys. I'm at about 12 over. Jenny is at 8, and then Aaron here is 5 over because he is about 100 times better than both of us combined. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming out and showing me to play disc golf, and we'll throw it back to you, Lindsay.
Plans are well underway for a course in Haverhill. A site visit was done this week to a potential location by Plug Pond near the old Birchbrow Estate. Watch for updates at the Facebook page, Residents for a Disc Golf Course at Winnickinny. HC Media has awarded 2 $5,000 scholarships to Northern Essex Community College graduates, Everson Taveras of Haverhill and Matt Gingras of Amesbury, both of whom studied journalism and communications at NECC. For 3 years, HC Media has sponsored these scholarships for students moving on to a 4-year institution and studying media communications or a related major. If you're interested in applying for the scholarship next year, contact the NECC Scholarship Office at 978-556-3629. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 372-8070 or email info@mediahc.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our YouTube channel, HCTV Haverhill. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of October 30th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you next week.